the Dallas Mavericks were robbed of just a hard-fought just battle of a game to the Cleveland Cavaliers. We lost 121 to 119. Jason Kidd doesn't seem to really understand what deep means when you have a deep team, and Max Strus just can't miss a shot against the Dallas Mavericks, I guess. But how's it going, everybody? My name is Marcel Martin. This is Mavs Digest, bringing you the news and covering everything Dallas Mavericks related. And before we get into today's video, 88% of you guys watching these videos are not subscribed. That number is going down. You guys have been going crazy with the subscribe button. We're on a road to 5K subs. Once we do, we'll start doing a little bit of live watch-alongs during these games. And this is a game that you definitely would have wanted me to go live for. But what happened? What absolutely happened? It was a crazy up and down game. We were about to go into the halftime down by like 14 points. Thank God Luka Doncic just popped off and just had a great first half. Kyrie had a pretty good first half as well. Second half didn't look too good for us. The first three quarters was a back and forth. It was us trying to keep up, stay in the game, maintain a lead, create a lead, and then the fourth quarter, the last like 3 minutes of the fourth quarter really feels like everything just fell apart for this Dallas Mavericks team. But I'll go ahead and throw up the box score for us so we can go over that. PJ Washington honestly had a pretty good game. He was 5 of 8 from the floor, finishing the game with 11 points, 1 block, 3 steals, 2 assists, and 2 rebounds. Derrick Lively, only 22 minutes, more than his last game, but he finished with 9 points, 2 blocks, 6 rebounds. We have Kyrie Irving finishing the game with 30 points. He had 3 turnovers. We had 1 block, 1 steal, 3 assists, and 6 rebounds. Luka Doncic with 45 points. Had only 1 turnover, 3 steals, 14 assists, and 9 rebounds. And Josh Green finished with 7 points, 4 steals. 4 steals. Josh Green, defense is unmatched. 4 steals, 1 assist, and 1 rebound. And if we look to the bench, just a whole lot of, not too much, but one thing that did surprise me off the bench, he had Tim Hardaway Jr. was a plus 10. So I guess by the advanced numbers, the plus-minus box, Tim wasn't bad. And maybe he can turn it around. But there are still a lot of issues that happened in this game. Like I said, down the stretch, really in that last 3 minutes where we had a comfortable lead, where we were like, all right, let's ice the game. Let's slow it down. We don't want to cause any unnecessary, change in pace and change in just momentum. We want to make sure that we kept that lead, played good defense, and it just all fell apart. Max Strus just could not miss. The Cleveland Cavaliers shot like 20 of 43s this entire game. We only made about 14, and that was really the difference maker in the last 2 minutes really of the game, where Max Strus just went on a complete tear. Had like 5 back-to-back threes in the last few minutes of the game. I'll throw the Cavaliers box score up. Evan Mobley had about 12 points. 1 steal, 7 assists, 9 rebounds. Jarrett Allen with 19 points and 9 rebounds. Darius Garland with only 8 points, 2 turnovers, but he had 7 assists and 1 rebound. Donovan Mitchell finished with 31 points, had 7 turnovers, 6 assists, and 7 rebounds. And Max Strus with 21 points, 2 blocks, 4 assists, and 4 rebounds. And like I said, with about 15 of his 21 points coming in the last few minutes of the game, as you can see right there, he was 7 of 10 from 3. Absolutely insane. Their bench, a mixed bag of people just helping out, but it just, what's going on? And we don't want to overreact to losses. We still have a lot more games to go, but after we lost to the Indiana Pacers, which the game just ran away from us, we weren't able to keep up. But with this game, it seemed like we were able to fight back, and it wasn't pretty by any means. We pretty much just had to rely on Luka Doncic and Kyrie Irving the entire game to even keep us in the game. A lot of people have been saying it, and I've been trying to defend the Dallas Mavericks, but I think it's time that we just admit we don't have another third reliable option. Maybe when Dante Exum comes back, that looks different from the team, but it really was just Luka and Kyrie scoring. That was our offense, was just Luka and Kyrie. And come playoff time, come down the stretch of most games, that's not going to be enough. We need someone else to step up. PJ had a good game with about 11 points. Josh Green played great defense. I've really been impressed with what I've been seeing lately from Josh Green, and I'm glad that Jason Kidd's giving him run. But again, if we're a deep team, why aren't we going deep? I'll throw up our box score. You can look at the minutes on the bench. Maxey and Tim Hardaway Jr., 27 and 26 minutes. What's going? Why? They gave us 4 points apiece. Yes, Maxey was very good. He had 7 rebounds. Evan Mobley and Jarrett Allen, they had decent games. Nothing crazy like Miles Turner against the Indiana Pacers. They didn't pop off like he did. I think Maxey played well. Again, 7 rebounds. Love to see it. Great. But why did Daniel Gafford only play like 7 minutes? Like here, look, 7 minutes from Daniel Gafford, 5 minutes from Jaden Hardy, 9 from Derrick Jones Jr. What's going? And Derrick Jones Jr. was playing excellent defense, and I don't understand why you say that we're deep, and only 2 guys off the bench got quality minutes while the rest were just in and out. It made absolutely no sense to me, and maybe players are hurt. I'm gonna try to give Jason Kidd the benefit of the doubt. Maybe guys weren't feeling good. Maybe they weren't looking well. Maybe they're a little banged up. But if that's not the case, why weren't they playing quality minutes? Why were we relying on Tim Hardaway Jr. and Maxi Kleber only off the bench? They were the only 2 players off the bench that we were relying on, which didn't add to our offense. It not really did anything for our defense. And again, we were just continuously relying on Kyrie Irving and Luka Doncic to just bail us out and create that lead. But down the stretch, man, it was just bad. It was just bad. There was no real calls going our way. Josh Green pretty much got tackled at the 3-point line. No call. It was insane. This game, we could have won this game. This game was winnable because we were in the lead. Like 3 minutes left. We're up by like, what, 6, 7? Can't really remember. But we had a good lead. It all fell apart. It seemed like the 3 ball could not miss for this Cleveland Cavaliers team down the stretch. They were hitting those tough shots. Donovan Mitchell hit a mean 3 off the backboard, just banked it in. It was insane. It was absolutely insane. But we're going to go into our little segment here, man. The good, the bad, and the ugly. And what do I think was the good of this game? Honestly, it was Luka Doncic's Kyrie Irving. It was our little version of the Justice League. We got Batman and Superman trying to will our way into a win when no one else is scoring. No one else is able to create offense. I mean, again, P.J. Washington had a pretty good game. A much better game than the Indiana Pacers game. But Tim Hardaway didn't shoot us out of this game. I don't want to put any blame on him. He wasn't the problem. Maxey also was the problem. But it was really just not having another option that we could go to for offense. But it was a good thing. It's a good thing that we have Luka and Kyrie to be our offense. But we could use a little bit more. What I think was the bad was just the refs. The refs were bad all game. And I try not to be too critical of the refs because when you lose, it's easy to blame the refs. And when you win, you never really think about the refs. But, man, the calls is not going our way. And it really wasn't going the Cavs' way, really. But in the ways that it hurt us, could have helped us in the game and just let it stay in the game. It was just ridiculous. And the ugly was Jason Kidd. Not only does he just look ugly, not only does he just coach ugly, that the whole game from a coaching standpoint was just ugly for us. Max Strus shoots 4 consecutive threes back to back to back to back. And it was after the 4th 3 you wanted to call a timeout. But by then they're already hot. They're already going. The game's already running away from us. Couldn't get anything going. But thankfully, Josh Green got a good stop and a good steal down the stretch. You had Luka Doncic, in the last inbounds play over to P.J. Washington, got a good bucket. We were feeling good in the last second. The last 2 seconds of the game, Max Strus heaves a 60-foot 3-pointer, just lobbed it up. Goes right in. That's the game. And with that last second 3, those are the type of shots that, you can't really expect to go in at any given moment. Like, not every game is someone just throwing in a buzzer beater, 60-foot 3-point shot. It doesn't happen in every game. We didn't really defend him that well. Someone who just hit like 5 threes back to back. Why weren't we applying pressure to Max Strus, even if it's just 2 seconds? You're giving him too much space. So I think that was a lapse of judgment on our defense, a lapse of judgment in Jason Kidd. But man, it was just not pretty. And again, no knee-jerk reaction. But if this is what the rest of the season's going to look like, I'm not trying to just jump to conclusions. I'm sure we'll still make the playoffs. But it's not going to be pretty going into the summer. Come postseason, if this is what we're going to look like, where we're relying on Maxey and we're relying on Tim Hardaway Jr. heavily in our rotation, where the rest of the bench doesn't even get to see the floor, which makes no sense to me whatsoever. It's not going to be pretty if we rely on Luka and Kyrie to bail us out all the time. That's not team basketball. That's not what we're going to do. That's not what we need to win. We need guys involved. We need a more free-flowing offense where everybody gets the ball, everybody gets touches, everybody gets good looks. It's just rough. It's just rough. And we play the Toronto Raptors tomorrow. It'll be Luka Doncic's birthday, so maybe he'll drop something spicy for his birthday for us. Maybe we'll see some crazy Luka Doncic-like performance against the Toronto Raptors, who are also on a 3-game win streak. Hopefully we can end that and try to get back on track, because right now we're sitting at the 8th seed. And before I recorded this video, I checked the Pelicans are playing the Knicks, and if the Pelicans win, it just makes it that harder for us to get back into the playoff spot instead of the play-in picture. A lot of things have to happen for the end of the season, but I think we can still pull it together. It's just you got to learn from your mistakes. You got to learn from these sort of games, and it's unfortunate that it takes, you know, the last remaining games of the season for us to have to learn these lessons. But hopefully it all comes together. Hopefully we just pull it together. We make it work. I'm hoping, I'm praying for the best. But you guys let me know, what do you think about this game? What went right? What went wrong? What do we need to improve on? Comment down low what you think needs to happen. But I appreciate you guys for making it this far. Make sure you subscribe because we're on a road to 5K subs. When we do, we'll be going live for these games where you can watch me give my live commentary and live, you know, play-by-play calls of what's going on in the game. And until next time, y'all take care. We got the Toronto Raptors tomorrow. Hopefully we can pull out a dub, do something special, keep it going. Until then, y'all take care. Peace.